Tonight, our stage is set for fun with Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, and Frosty the snowman. The season's favorite pals in a fantastic holiday adventure.
Rudolph's magic shall not glimmer.
It won't light up.
Rudolph and Frosty.
Welcome back to Snow in Southtown. My name is Mike. With me is Rusty.
Hey, everybody.
And this is our 2020 Leon Day episode, take 2. We have recorded this episode once. We had technical difficulties, so we're recording it again. If you followed our social media, you've seen that. And so we're going to blame the jealous reindeer, who we'll talk about in a little while. But we've also agreed we're not going to say any of the same stuff we've already said before. So if this podcast is terrible, just realize that, we said all the good stuff already.
Yeah. Everything is fresh.
Right. We cannot say anything we already said.
Yeah, we're not going to bore each other.
I'm sorry?
We're not going to bore each other, so.
Right, exactly. You can find our show at our website, snowinsouthtown.wordpress.com, and you can hear our show on all the places, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of that stuff. So leave us a review, too, please. If you listen to the show and you like it, leave us a review. So, Leon Day 2020. We both went back, or I listened to some. You listened to all of it, I think, our Easter episode that we did.
Yep, listen to the whole thing at once.
So we might have a few updates. You got anything you want to update from there?
Let's see. Life events. I do about a Coke a day now.
Right. But Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
It doesn't count, right?
Why doesn't it count?
I don't know, because look, if you're shotgunning real Coke, 150 calories each or whatever.
Well, to me, it's the caffeine that's the culprit for the thing that's going to addict you, and so that's got it.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, there's no sugar. Not that I'm worried about gaining.
No, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm doing about one a day, so I decided, well, it's a mild joy of my life, so I'll keep it around a little bit.
Do it, man. What else? Do it.
There's nothing else.
Do the Coke. Do the Coke Zero.
Just try it.
Speaking of which, so are you still were you 7 or 10 down? Are you still down?
Yeah, for poundage. I was 7 last time. I'm probably about 10. I'm a little less than I weighed as a freshman in college now.
You're gonna evaporate. So I talked about last time. I said that I was 0 is even, which was better than gaining, than the quarantine 10 or whatever people were calling it. So now I'm more than 20 pounds down. So now yesterday was Father's Day, and I went and got my favorite pizza. So maybe I'm only 10 down now. I ate a lot of pizza yesterday.
That one pizza will do it.
But so I'm doing better. I'm eating much better. Not as much exercise as I should yet, but that'll come, I think. Got the sleep down, got the diet down, so doing better. No sports still. Watch the drafts for the sports, and there's a basketball draft this week. I'll watch those. There's a bunch of fighting about baseball and all, but I'm really not even paying attention. So just doing my stuff that I couldn't do for a few years because of my sleep. I've got my radio show going back again on Radio Free Nashville. I'm doing my horror zine again. We used to have a podcast and a blog and a zine for horror. I got the zine going again, and just recording music. So we have a Christmas band, Ralphie's Red Riders, and all the songs are about a Christmas story. And we are doing. We released a single in March. And then we are doing a full length that's going to be out on Out Loud Records out of California on Black Friday. And so we are finishing up right now recording. It's finished recording. We're just mixing it right now. And we're going to turn it into the label probably next week. And it'll be out on Black Friday. So if you're into a Christmas story, as I guess you are, hopefully, if you're listening to this,
sure,
look for our new band, Ralphie's Red Riders. So I've been filling my time. I just wanted to look back, like I said probably on the last show, that I want to look back and just know that I did stuff,
Yeah.
that I got my sleep stuff together about a month before the quarantine, and then that, I didn't gain weight, hopefully lost weight, and that creatively I stayed busy. So.
Mm-hmm. What coffee are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I guess so. All right, so I saved from my pack. I saved the O Fudge last time, and I had that the peppermint mocha coffee creamer. But so I used that. I used that. So what I have now is the just the regular donut shop coffee K cups. It's the peppermint bark. So that's my Christmas coffee tonight.
That'll do. It's no O Fudge, I guess, but
O Fudge was really good. It was Brooklyn Breweries. It was O Fudge. It was actually really good. So I recommend it. But watch a lot of movies. We watch King of Staten Island. I love. That's a new one that's out. Becky is a new one that I liked, and that's Kevin James as a bad guy, Joel McHale as a dad with a daughter. The daughter's from the Netflix show Haunting of Hill House or whatever I think it was. Yeah, the sequel's actually coming out soon. The girl's from that, so she's Becky, and Kevin James is a Nazi prisoner who escapes from jail and holds him hostage, and she has to kick everybody's butt. So that was pretty good. We watched last night. We watched You Should Have Left, the Kevin Bacon supposed ghost movie, and that one was not good. So I love Kevin Bacon and horror, and he seems to keep coming back. But what about you? Any good movies lately?
What did I watch? I think the last really good one I watched was probably Jojo Rabbit. Which is a comedy about Nazis and Hitler.
There you go. So we both been watching stuff about Nazis.
Yeah, we're both watching Nazi movies. It's the time to do it. You gotta learn. You gotta learn what's going on.
I guess I can say I did watch 2 Christmas movies. So you and I were looking. I don't know if it's on the Easter podcast or not, but there was that list going. Was it on there? Or you listened to it? Was it on the Easter podcast?
No, we didn't talk about that list.
Where we talked about the list?
We didn't talk about the the teams. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, we didn't talk about.
Yeah, so there was a list going around where you had to pick. I must have put it on social media where you had to pick like which pool of Christmas movies you would choose, and so there were each of the pools had like 6 movies, and I hadn't seen like 1 or 2 on each one, or like one of them had like The Sound of Music or something that I didn't think was Christmas,
Yeah.
So I guess it was probably like April, and I was like, you know what, I should like try to watch some of these. So the first one I picked was The Night Before because it had Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Jillian Bell and people I like. So I watched it and I liked it a lot. I'd probably say like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should watch all these movies. I haven't seen these. This is ridiculous. I should watch them all. So the next one I put on ended the experiment. The next one I put on was Just Friends. And it is Ryan Reynolds. And I wish I'd saved my notes. I think I got so mad I deleted my notes. But I counted the number of times they said the word friend zone.
Oh, boy.
And they said the word friend zone like 8 to 10 times. I don't remember how many times. But the thing was, most of it was a flashback to when they were in high school. So if this was 2005, I think it was supposed to be like 95. Yeah. Now, I was around in 95. You were around in do you remember the word friend zone in 95?
I think I remember hearing people talking about it from the show Friends, unless I'm just imagining that.
Then maybe that is where it came from.
And so it could have been around that time. But it feels like it could have started any time around then, but more like 2000, I would think.
Right. So the movie's in 2005, which feels to me like when it was a popular thing. And they got it in there.
It probably wasn't.
It was
very
bad.
Popular.
It was a bad movie. It was like a 1 out of 10. I think I was like taking notes, and I think the one good thing I wrote was there was a Fountains of Wayne song in it. So.
Yeah.
I think there was also like a Lemonhead song too.
You could also call that a bad thing because they just waste the song in the movie. So.
Oh, it was infuriating. Yeah, like to hear it was Hackensack. I'm pretty sure. So to hear one of my favorite songs in this movie, it was a terrible movie, terrible writing. It was bad.
I didn't even know.
You know what? There's probably people who listen to the show who like it, and I'm sorry. Maybe just it was early April quarantine, and maybe I was just in a bad mood.
I didn't even know it was a Christmas movie. I remember like the trailer of him wearing this Jiminy Glick suit, and It was kind of like that one called The Ugly Girl or something. And it was like this girl like wearing like wart makeup and stuff. It's like they always go over the top for that stuff. But
it's barely a Christmas movie. It's it's set at Christmas time, and there's the typical Christmas disasters of the car hooking the decoration and pulling down every light on the house, like that wacky kind of stuff that no one can do as well as Christmas Vacation, so like that kind of stuff. But
hey, I'm going to tell you this before I forget.
Yeah.
I started watching, there's a thing on Netflix called Hip Hop Evolution. And it's like little mini documentaries about like eras of hip hop.
Okay.
And Outkast, it turns out, did a song that I've heard a billion times. I didn't even know it was a Christmas song. It was their one called Players Ball. And they were asked in the very early days to do a Christmas song. And they're like, Christmas song? That's stupid. We don't want to do that. And so they did a song about like what they do at Christmas. And it wasn't very Christmassy what they did. It was like just them like, doing their regular thing. But they make a few passing references to Christmas. And so like it's like a new old Christmas song. It's like a song I've heard and didn't know it was a Christmas song. So,
well, do you know what it was?
Is called Players Ball or Players Ball.
Oh, so it's actually okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's all on their first album. Yeah,
huh.
I'm a bit of an Outkast dude, but not enough to know that was a Christmas song, and that's the reason they made it.
That's
so funny. There's some Christmas trivia for you.
I got some Christmas trivia for you.
Yeah.
Well, not right now. I'm going to do it later.
Okay.
So, don't worry. It's Christmas trivia is coming.
Oh, boy. All
right. So, Leon Day. I'm sorry. Anything else that you want to talk about?
No. I'm good.
All right. So, Leon Day is, most people know by now, is the halfway point. But to me, it came from this frustration of like seeing people celebrate Christmas in July and thinking it was bad math. Now, the movie we're going to talk about moves it to like a 4th of July Christmas celebration, which I'm okay with. But to me, it was like, I first really got frustrated when I was working at a daycare about 12 years ago, a summer camp daycare. And we were doing crafts with the kids at like the last week of July, calling it Christmas in July and having them like build Christmas stuff and color Christmas things the whole week. And they could dress in red and green and everything. I was like, we're only 5 months from Christmas. This is silly. We should have done this in June. And I started like doing some research and found that this was a thing. Yeah. So I started like going to the record store on this day, and I get a new Christmas record. I remember one year I got Johnny Mathis. One year I found one of the Carpenters records I've been looking for. Turns out you can find these things in June because nobody's shopping for them. So
right.
I'd spend $3-4 on a record I didn't have, and I'd listen to it, and that would be my one day. And Leon Day was like this thing. And now the last couple of years, as I listen to podcasts, it's become more and more of a thing that podcasters are doing. And this year, it seems like everybody's doing one, and that's awesome. And hopefully we can do away with the whole Christmas in July thing, and people will celebrate Leon Day instead.
Yeah, I'm down with the Leon Day as the replacement. I can tell the audience my theory of why Christmas in July kind of stuck, which is that it feels like it's more in the middle of summer. I guess if you consider summer months to be June, July, August. And so July would be smack dab in the middle of summer, which is kind of the least Christmassy time of year. Even though it's technically closer to Christmas, it might feel less Christmassy than June.
Right. So like the dog days of summer or whatever.
Yeah. So you're like right in the middle of it. Like even right now it feels to me like we're kind of in the beginnings of summer. We just hit the midsummer.
But the other thing is my job, maybe your job pushes into August. My job by July 25th, there were about 5 years there where we were back having meetings on July 25th. Now, the last 2 years, we kind of swung back the other way. Okay. We're starting about August 1st with our meetings, and the kids are starting about August 7th. Now, the East Coast is probably way different, probably about a month later. So your theory is probably more true on the East Coast.
I see.
But for us, by July 25th, I was having to wrap up vacations and cut my hair and get ready to go back to work.
Yeah, we don't start typically until like mid-August at the university. Yeah.
So I'm happy about Leon Day. I honestly, look, anytime people want to celebrate Christmas, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was just more upset about the bad math. So.
Except I can say it didn't catch on, but I wasn't thrilled when people wanted to put up Christmas lights for the coronavirus. I was like, no,
Yeah.
please no.
Well, I did watch, Hallmark movie jumped in and they did the marathon. And I watched 2 of the movie. Well, I mean, had them on while I was working. So
Yeah.
I did put on a couple of the Hallmark movies. But, yeah, I guess I'm with you. I was kind of glad it didn't catch on.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't need a full celebration.
That's one too many Christmases, and and to me it would just add to the misery. It's like, oh god, we're already suffering from the coronavirus, and now we have to do Christmas stress, and no, this is gonna this will happen.
Well, there was a lot of stuff, man. If you and we talked about this Saturday night, but those were the good days of the quarantine. Those are the days where it was like, people were saying, don't go out, don't do this, let's stay home, let's Zoom with our family, let's do board games over Zoom, let's do all this stuff inside. And now, statistically, I think Friday there were more cases than on like April 4th.
Yes.
But people were just like, forget it, let's go to the beach, let's go party, I'm done with this. And so
we sacrificed sort of for a month.
right It was like they put on some Hallmark movies, they put up Christmas lights, and now they just are done.
Yeah. And they've given up for so long now that I reached the point where I stopped being bothered by it. Because, you eventually just have to say, okay, I can't control people.
Right, that's true.
So I've reached that stage.
It affects me. Like, I love the beach. I like when I lived in New Orleans. We go to the beach at least probably twice a year. We could get to Pensacola in about 3.5 hours. We'd get to Fort Walton, like 4 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we go just for the day. We'd wake up at 5. We'd go to the public pier at Fort Walton. We'd get there by 9 or 10. Hang out there when the sun was going down. We'd drive home. And so we would go to the beach all the time. And so if anybody wants to go to the beach, it's me. I would love to go to the beach. We love just traveling. We don't spend a ton of money, but we're fine with just going and staying in cheap hotels and just traveling. And the other day we just took a ride and we just went down the road. We're new to this neighborhood. We moved here last year, and we just went down the road and we went through a couple towns that I hadn't been through yet. And we found like a putt-putt place. We found like a flea market. And now the putt-putt place was closed. The flea market was packed. Gosh. I didn't see any masks, and they were all just out there. But, I mean, all these places that I would have loved to stop and hang out at and see. And I didn't, of course. But so trust me, I want to as well. But I think it's going to get bad again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and it never, the baddest never went away. People just pretending like it did.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we are. So today is what's today, June 22nd?
Yeah.
So last we talked about it was like April, probably 5th or something, right?
Yeah.
So here's June 22nd, and I just we're on this podcast. We're saying it's looking pretty bad. So I hope we're wrong. I hope we look back. We're like, man, we were idiots.
There must have been people in World War II who were, these people are not doing the scrap drives like they're supposed to,
Right.
It's like
have to pull up some of those World War II podcasts.
Yeah, the people complaining about everyone not doing their part.
There's our 2020 update, I guess. But so Leon Day.
Yeah.
We did hear from our friend Tommy, who likes to send in some information for us as we cover different topics. And so I believe he has a Leon Day message for us. I have not listened to it yet.
Okay.
So we will play it right here. Here's Tommy.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Tommy, and happy Leon Day. And I'm here to share a fact with you guys. Now, since you guys like to have fun and are not sure how much of what I say is true or not true, I'm going to give you the following little tidbit. And Mike, you're disqualified because you'll understand why. But Rusty, you have to guess. I'm putting it all on you. I'm going to talk about Leon Day. Leon Day was a baseball player, and he was mainly known as a pitcher. He's from the Baltimore area, and he played in the African-American leagues back in the day. He was very versatile. He played every position except catcher. But he wasn't as widely known as some of his peers like Satchel Paige. But he is widely recognized as one of the great pitchers. As a matter of fact, he once pitched a no-hitter against Atlanta Brave and Chicago Cub great Greg Maddux. And he was elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame just 6 days before he died. He died at the age of 78, and that was in 1995. But he's one of the great players, soft-spoken guy, widely recognized now as one of the great players of all time, Leon Day. Rusty, which one of those statements did I just make was just absolutely false? So you have to guess. And Mike, I know you know the answer, so I'm not even letting you enter into this thing. Don't give Rusty any help on this. Happy Leon Day, everybody, and see you soon. Let's make it through the year. Thanks.
All right, so that was our friend Tommy. Now, Tommy has challenged you, and this is going to be somewhat of a challenge Rusty episode. Because I got a couple challenges for you, so we're just coming at you,
all
bro.
right.
Like everybody's coming for you.
All right. So Tommy's question was which one of those, because he always lies at least once, and this time he's actually letting us know that he's lying at least once. Okay.
So it's like that game, right? 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that Leon Day pitched against Greg Maddux. Is my answer. I think Greg Maddux is a more contemporary person.
Yes.
And Leon Day played in like the 30s through 50s.
Right. That is correct. Greg Maddux was on my wedding cake. Greg Maddux was on my groom's cake, not the wedding cake.
I couldn't tell you much about Greg Maddux other than I vaguely recognize his name and I know that he's a contemporary person.
More contemporary, yes. They're both Hall of Famers, though.
Yeah. I knew that he was a baseball Hall of Fame. I knew that he was in, what they called then the Negro Leagues. I knew that, I don't know what else. And this is all just from me the other day typing in Leon Day and going, we're going to learn a little bit about Leon Day while I'm at it. We should apologize for anyone who's gotten this far, who thought that this was a show about baseball Hall of Fame great Leon Day. Somebody going, oh, wow, they're doing a whole podcast about him? Cool.
Yeah, let's do this. Maybe we should, just out of respect, one day do it. Maybe next year we'll do a whole Leon Day.
I would do it. That would be my little, my one sports thing I'll do.
We'd definitely be different from all the Christmas podcasts.
That's true. We'd have that going for us.
Okay, yeah, I think you got that one.
So I won.
That's a good one.
Okay, well, I won the first challenge.
Yeah, you passed the first one. So more Rusty challenges later. Today we're going to talk about classic Rankin Bass special from 1979.
Classic
Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July.
Yes.
And now, Rudolph and Frosty.
Now, like I said, it's more about the 4th of July celebration. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole first act where, it doesn't even matter, right? That it's July or whatever. We're back in we're back at the North Pole and we're getting mythology and we're learning all about these characters and it's really fun.
It's set in prehistory, just out of time mythology. That's right.
It's an origin story.
Yeah,
somewhat of an origin story.
Total.
Okay, so Rusty, why don't you go ahead and take us through?
All right.
Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas.
Okay. And this did air November 25th, 1979. So they aired it as a Christmas special. I guess if November 20th, I guess that's early enough to be a Christmas special, or late enough, I should say.
But I wonder if that's how they developed it
as a Christmas special
in their minds the whole time. That's what they were thinking.
I think they thought, let's make a 4th of July thing, but let's not play it during 4th of July because nobody's going to be watching.
Hey, what do you normally do on the 4th of July?
We have a thing in town that does fireworks, like at a, you go to like a local football field or something, or maybe it's a park. I can't remember. And you sit there and bring you a chair, and they have watermelon and stuff, and then we watch fireworks. That's
what you do every year. You go out there.
Yeah. It's
we can't go, here in Nashville, it's like a huge deal, and so like it would be the whole parking and bathroom situation. And it seems like a nightmare. It just seems like something for like adults who just want to drink to me.
Right. Yeah. Ours is, it's nice. It's like a family thing mostly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think they even have alcohol around. So.
Right. So I typically, and I've always kind of been this way, I'll try to find something cool on TV. So you know, for years the Boston Pops would be.
Oh
on.
right, yeah.
You know, the Beach Boys have been on a couple times recently.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I mean, I'll watch all that. You know, and so I guess the point I'm trying to make is like, I would, if this were on TV on the 4th of July, I would put it on. I would watch it.
Yeah,
and
me
so
too.
I wonder why they thought, hey, let's make this, but not show it in July.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I need to look up what they did for the Pinocchio's Leprechaun Gold or whatever it's called too. Because did they air that on St. Patrick's Day or did they stick it at Christmas too? It's like, because there are some that are these, you know, just like you said about the Easter special, they're Christmas too. It's like they make them all Christmas.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I would, if I were to pick a time to watch this, it would be July 4th rather than Christmas.
So I was going to bring up the Leprechaun. Now I don't have the date that it aired here, so we can look that up later.
Yeah.
But basically what it says is the same thing. That it's like this confusing mix of, could it be for St. Patrick's Day or is it for Christmas? You know what I mean? So yeah, it just seems like that's their thing, is that they were okay with letting you think, hey, this could be for this other holiday, but it was really all Christmas specials.
Yeah.
They knew where their money was made. They knew where the advertising dollars were.
Yeah.
I guess, right?
I mean, a Christmas special, I guess, is always going to make more than anything else.
Right. Okay, so
all right.
take us through it.
Take us through. All right. So we get the Rudolph from Rudolph's Shiny New Year. That's what he looks like in this one. And we get a new Frosty and Crystal, who in both of their specials, or Frosty's special and then the Winter Wonderland special that introduced Crystal, that was 2D animation. So this is them being animagicked, stop animation for the first time. And we learned that they have kids. Millie.
I have another question about Frosty.
Okay.
So what is the Frosty where they let there be snow, let there be snow? You know the one?
that doesn't count.
Okay, why does that not count?
It doesn't follow. It doesn't follow the story at all. It's not.
Is it Rankin Bass?
I don't know. I don't even think it's Rankin. I don't think it's Rankin Bass. Yeah, it was.
So how they? Okay, so it's nothing to do with.
They somehow. Yeah, it's like. Because I don't think Rankin Bass owns Frosty or anything. They just
got you. So they can't. Okay.
Yeah, and so that one that has John Goodman as Frosty.
Right. Okay.
A really bad one, and yeah, so it doesn't play any part of this. And in fact, in that one, he kept taking his hat off and yeah.
Okay, all right. So that one, because I always get confused.
Yeah, that one doesn't count. And
so
it's
what's
not
the second
worth
Frosty?
watching.
Is that Winter Wonderland?
Yeah, Frosty's Winter Wonderland, and that's the one where Crystal comes in. They make it's basically like Bride of Frankenstein. They make
right, exactly.
They make another golem and then bring her to life with a whatever magic thing they use. And so yeah, they have kids, which I assume involves scooping out 2 snowballs from themselves, animating them somehow.
Right.
But yeah, they don't have like magic hats to keep them alive. They're fine.
They're just alive.
They're just alive. And Crystal came to life with like a magic corsage. A winter corsage is what brought her to life, but they kind of ignore that in this one, it seems like.
It's true.
Millie and Chili, by the way, I should say, they're pretty cute. And every time I look at them, I think of the look on my daughter's face when she first saw them, which was like this pure delight. Like, these little tiny snow children, they're so cute.
Hey, Frosty!
Hey, Rudolph!
What a great June day!
Positively balmy. Only 10 below. Rudolph, can the kids watch your jumping practice?
Sure!
Millie, Chili.
Okay, Daddy. Here we come. Would you light up your nose for us, Uncle Rudolph? Just once, please. Okay.
Okay, so the first thing we learn after they all get together is that Rudolph's nose is going out. and that's like
Right.
the central problem at the beginning. And then we roll the opening credits because, in true Rankin Bass form, you got to learn learn what the problem is before the opening credits start. Okay, then this is when the.
Do you want to mention the cast here? Since that's
Oh,
the
sure,
credits,
yeah.
or-
This is opening credits. We get some big names, at least if you're, currently over 70. These are all people that your parents or possibly parents' parents will recognize. So Shelley Winters is Crystal. We get Ethel Merman as
That's right.
as the cow lady. We get the return performers: Billy May Richards for Rudolph, Jackie Vernon as Frosty.
Jackie Vernon is back the same year that he made Microwave Massacre,
Yep.
which is a horror movie with him killing people by shoving them into a large, like, industrial-sized microwave, because I guess that's what the home microwave were like in 1979. And so it's this weird horror movie that if you close your eyes and listen, it is Frosty the Snowman murdering people in the microwave. So there you go.
Gotta put this one on defrost first.
Listen, I came in for some household items. You wouldn't happen to have any 6-foot cookie sheets, would you?
No, sir, we're fresh out of that popular size.
Well, how about some elephant-sized cooking bags? You know, the Dumbo-sized.
The genie that we eventually get to is played by Thurl Ravenscroft, who sung "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch."
Yep. Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger. Mickey Rooney does Santa again, as he.
Of course. It's like
Yeah.
his life's work.
And one of my mother's favorite performers, Red Buttons, plays Milton.
The troublemaker.
The cause of every problem
Basically.
in this movie,
Right,
really.
right.
That will, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are some of the big guys. And then, some of the voice actors like Paul Frees, who does Winterbolt, and
Well, because we need Shelley Winter, we need Paul Frees.
Paul Frees. Winters and Frees, yes.
Right.
Yeah. And then Don Messick does Sam Spangles, and he was the voice of Papa Smurf and Scooby-Doo and all that.
Right.
So yeah, these are all the names we get in the opening credits, and you think this is gonna be great if you're a boomer. There's no Burl Ives, but
No, there's no Burl.
that's okay. We got everybody else going. Okay, so this to me is Romeo Muller, the writer of this and most of the other Rankin Bass Christmas specials. This is like his would-be masterpiece, because it looks like he's trying to tie all the mythological elements together. So we start off where we learn that there was a creature called Winterbolt, and he was like this evil, I guess, god of winter, and who just caused all kinds of problems. And then we get Lady Borealis, the queen of the Northern Lights, or they sometimes call her Lady Boreal. I guess they go back and
Lady
forth.
Boreal. And
Yeah.
of course my daughter's 11, she watched this with me.
Yeah.
And she brought up the great point is, what she looks at me and she goes, why Lady Boreal? Why not just Aurora? Like, that's a perfect name. And so we just thought maybe because of Sleeping Beauty. But other than that, we don't know, because that seems like the obvious name.
It seems like an obvious thing. Yeah. They come up with the
but
most
Lady
cumbersome
Boreal.
one instead. So she steps in and says, all right, Winterbolt, you've caused enough mischief. She waits a long time, too, by the way. Like, he's causing
true.
mischief left
Yeah.
and right. Then he's like, all right, enough is enough. She steps in and puts him to sleep for ages, which, again, is another Sleeping Beauty thing, maybe. Because that's
True,
what they
yeah.
did in Sleeping Beauty. Okay. But eventually, people start populating the area. Animals come, then the Kringle elves come. And so we
It's
kind
like Santa Claus is coming to town.
yeah,
It's
so we
like-
get all these characters
Right.
that we learned about in that story, and we kind of
Right.
learned that history again. And then, yeah, we see young Santa Claus coming, and he kind of establishes himself as Santa. And so Lady Boreal says, all right, we got Santa now. We're cool. I can actually rest now and quit trapping Winterbolt. I can go back and become the Northern Lights again.
Right.
And so her power diminishes, and Winterbolt awakes. All right, so this is when the trouble starts, because the Winterbolt has a lot of things. He has we already know he has the ice dragons.
Right,
Now
it's
we
got
learn
dragons.
that he has not only an ice scepter, but a genie of the ice scepter.
Genie of the Ice.
Yes, which is this thing that comes out of his ice scepter and becomes this talking skull thing in the side of a cave and can tell him almost everything. It's kind of like he's like the internet or something. So he's always like, Genie of the Ice Scepter, tell me, where does Santa's power come from? Who is Santa? And then, he tells him the power of Santa comes from the love from children. And then the genie comes up with most of the plans that Winterbolt actually does. And so the genie says, have the snow dragons, or the ice dragons, whatever they're called, cause a storm that's going to stop Christmas.
Right.
So-
So, but to me, like, Winterbolt is kind of crazy because, well, I mean, obviously it's crazy.
Yes.
But as a kid, I used to be a kid, so I think I
Yeah.
speak with some authority.
Yes.
It's like, I wouldn't have minded if there were a Santa and a Winterbolt bringing gifts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have stood in line to see both of them at the mall. You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah. I don't
I don't know why you had to replace them.
even if he has snakes instead of reindeers.
Snakes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because yes, this is part of his. He has like a couple of plans going at once, but one is to cause a storm that will stop Santa. The other is for him to take over and deliver. And here we go with you were a kid once. Tell me what you would think. Delivers too many toys, so the children becomes lazy and dependent on him. Now I don't know if there's such a thing as too many toys. First of all,
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
and
My mom would have made me get rid of other toys, but
yeah.
new toys are better.
I think between Santa and my parents, if there was a such thing as too many toys, I had them. But I don't think I became lazy or dependent on. I mean, I guess I was dependent on my parents, but didn't make me lazy. Just made me grow up to
no
be
more so than Santa and all his
Yeah.
stocking gifts and stuff that he gives. you know?
Yeah. But yeah, Winterbolt was like, "What? Why do they love him? Well, he gives them a toy. One toy? I can do better than that."
And my daughter did bring up that Winterbolt looks like Snow Miser. Like, he is basically Snow Miser. He's got big hair and a
Yeah.
beard. So,
Yeah.
we're wondering if there's some controversy here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Snow Miser. I don't know. But, yeah.
I kind of wish it would be, because then it would bring in more of the characters and tie them all together.
That's right. Little Winterbolts dancing
Yeah.
and
The
stuff.
Snow Miser is kind of a, he's a nice character though. I mean, right?
Well, I guess he's the more reasonable of the
Yeah.
two.
I mean, the Heat Miser is the more like,
Right.
but he's just like, yeah, he just likes to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I should say, by the way, that because Paul Frees plays Winterbolt, it's a little confusing because Paul Frees also played Santa in the Frosty special. So when you're listening to Winterbolt, you're like, you are Santa. You've got his voice.
Very confusing.
I just kept expecting him to say, if you lay so much as a finger on that brim.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, 100 million times.
So this is
would not
for
do
me. Yeah, 100 million. This is for me where the special, the first time I saw it, I thought it was genius. Because we learn that Winterbolt causes not only a storm, the storm of the Rudolph special.
Right.
And so Lady Boreal has to step in and give her light to Rudolph's nose, her only begotten reindeer.
It's like it's like the day he's born.
Yeah.
He's like this new, like, his dad hasn't even seen him yet. His dad's out like playing golf or whatever dads do.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even seen him yet, right?
Yeah.
And this reindeer can't really talk, and she's just like, do you understand? Do you know what's going on? And he's like, yeah. He's a newborn.
Right. He doesn't know anything. Yeah. But yeah, when I first saw this, like, wow, like, we know why Rudolph was born this way, why he has this nose. We know that the storm was not just any storm. It was kind of like a magical storm.
But why didn't Johnny Marks tell us? Why didn't you like in the song? I feel
Yeah.
like Johnny Marks could have like laid it out for us a little better,
Because it didn't exist.
like Rudolph. No, it existed. I mean, it happened. This is the origin story. You could be like, had a very shiny nose because Lady Borealis wanted him to help Santa beat Winterbolt. I don't,
Yeah.
Give us a story, man.
Well,
don't hold out.
Well, we know who can record that version.
Oh, that's right. I got song ideas.
All right.
Besides that one, but so they give us like the origin story. Then they give us that whole part, like where you said. So now we know he made the storm.
Yeah.
And then we see the whole like thing, but it's like the new characters, I guess, from this special.
Yeah.
So instead of like just so they play Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but instead of like they could have just shown parts of the movie.
Right.
They could have done a flashback to parts of the actual movie with the actual Hermie and Yukon Cornelius. Whatever time they had to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, just do a quick flashback.
Yeah.
And show, but instead they like recreate it.
Yeah. I got two theories. One is they wanted consistency with the models because the how they were made was different. The other is they didn't want to remind you too much about the other Superior special. They're like, I'm just going to shut this off and watch that one.
I mean, hopefully, if you're watching this one, it's like December 23rd, you've exhausted all your other possibilities.
I guess I'm watching this now.
I've watched Home Alone 4 times this week, and I'm about to start a 24-hour marathon of Christmas Story. Put this on.
Let me say one other thing that happens when she gives when he's born with the magic nose, though, which is which is the name of the special, which is Too Many Things, because she gives him a snowflake on his hoof.
Right.
That apparently was there in the first special, and we just, didn't pay attention. But if we go back and zoom in, I'm sure we'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on his one of his albums, too, is Rudolph 666, The Mark of the Beast.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be either on your forehead or your hand, or your hoof if you're a reindeer.
Right.
Yeah. But like, so the deal was, she was like, as long as you have this, snowflake on your paw, you'll be fine. And as long as you use your nose's light for good, but the moment you use it for evil, it'll go out and the snowflake will disappear. Why do we need the snowflake?
You don't.
We need the nose to go out. Okay. And then she added a snowflake, just like...
It's like you said, this is set up to be like his masterpiece, right?
Yeah.
That he wrote. But to me, it's like Brian Wilson's Smile, where it's like so many great ideas.
Yeah.
But not enough but he couldn't put it together. He just couldn't figure out. He had all these great ideas, but didn't know how to put it together.
Right.
And so I think that's what's going on. Like you said, too many things.
Yeah.
It's like, like there were a lot of good ideas, but then this isn't even like the point of the story, really. Like we're about to get to the main part of the plot.
Right.
And so, like you said, like that sign, that mark on his hoof really does
nothing. Yeah. Yeah, it's like he gave up and decided, I'll just write a song about vegetables, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
So yeah, we get a lot of little, flashbacks, but they're, as you said, they're not cutting back to the original specials.
Right. It's like they recreated it. So
now they could have done what Tommy likes to say the Rocky movies do, which is to show flashbacks from the other movies to save on production costs.
Look, Friday the 13th, part 2, part 3, I think even part 4. There's a solid 5 minutes of each movie where it's like, let me tell you about Jason. And then they cut back to the last movie, and they, and I'm fine. Even if I marathon them, Halloween week, or on a Friday the 13th, I'll watch them all. And I've just seen the movie, right? I just turned that movie off and turned this one on. Now you're showing me 5 minutes of the movie I just saw.
Yeah.
But I'd rather that than if they tried to recreate it.
Right. Yeah, true. They should just have an entire Friday the 13th where Jason gets locked in a freezer with someone and they have to just flash back. like those old Mr. Belvedere sitcoms or something. Oh, I remember.
There's a sleepaway camp. They did the first 3 sleepaway camps, and they started production on a 4th.
Yeah.
And they got through, I think they got like 25 minutes filmed of it and ended production.
Yeah.
And so when the box set came out, they gave us this like 25 minutes of this filming that they had done. And so later, they released on Amazon. Someone finished, quote unquote, finished it, and you had to rent it or buy it on Amazon. And so, we all paid money for this. I think I paid like $5 to rent it and watch it.
Yeah.
And they just took this 25 minutes and they made the rest flashbacks to the other 3 movies.
Oh gosh.
So we paid like $5 to rent this movie we already had it all.
To rent a
It was
clip
already in our
show.
DVD collection.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like your Jason theory.
That's right. Well, there you go. Apparently you can make movies that way.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Now here's where the trouble starts. Enter Milton.
Yeah, so we get to present day, right?
Milton, the ice cream guy.
Flashback.
Yep. Yeah, they
Present
flash.
day.
Now we're present day. I guess. Actually, yeah, this is the first time that Crystal actually enters, because I talked about her earlier, but she actually wasn't in the opening shot. So she's
and you got the kids, and they
up.
say Uncle Rudolph. They call him Uncle Rudolph.
That's right.
It's like an Uncle Joey situation.
Yeah,
not a real uncle.
Yeah, not a real uncle.
I don't think.
Well,
I don't think reindeer and snowmen could be real.
It's Christmas town, so lots of things could happen, but forget it. It's Christmas town. So we meet Crystal. We meet Sam Spangles, who is an evil guy who wants to take over the circus.
Oh, no. We don't meet him yet, do we?
Yeah.
No. We don't meet him till the dude comes flying in.
We meet him now.
He
says he wants to take over the circus. They have to give him a certain amount of money.
Oh, no. But this guy, right? But the guy comes flying in first, and he tells us the whole story.
Oh, yeah. Milton, the ice cream guy.
Milton, right? Okay. So, next thing you know, it's like we're enjoying this Christmas special here, right? Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, here comes this dude in a hot air balloon.
Right. Like the Wizard of Oz.
And he's coming to pick up, look, here's Milton. He's coming to pick up his secret ice cream stash that he leaves here at the North Pole, and he takes back for the 4th of July celebration to sell his ice cream.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know much about tax evasion, but this feels like some kind of offshore account kind of thing. Like, there's freezers back where he's from. He could keep his ice cream cold.
That's right. I have a freezer. You don't have to go to the North Pole to...
Right. Yeah.
Presumably.
So he's coming in to get his magic ice cream. And, so he's going to tell them about the circus.
Yeah. And he's the cause of all the problems because, he says there's a guy named Sam Spangles wants to take over the circus. If we don't raise a certain amount of money, he's taken over. He wants to get married or is in love with the tightrope walker whose mom owns the circus.
The owner's daughter.
Yeah, the owner's daughter. They look nothing alike. Now, this is when Winterbolt sees this, and Winterbolt knows that as long as Rudolph is in the North Pole, he's protected by the magic of the place. That's a plot point that you kind of miss if you blink. So he has to get him out of there, and so he wants Rudolph to go to the circus.
If you come to the circus, people will come to see you.
So here's what Winter...
We'll make enough money that my girlfriend's mom will save her circus from the Spangles guy.
Now, does Milton, the ice cream guy, have this idea to put Rudolph in the circus? No.
No, that's right.
Winterbolt puts that idea into Milton's head.
Winterbolt, right. He can put any idea in anybody's head.
Yeah.
So he should have skipped the middleman. Right?
He makes it seem like they thought of it. So he's like, you see these little snowflakes descend in their head, and then Milton's like, I got a great idea. Why don't you come be in the circus? So speaking of Aurora and Sleeping Beauty, this is one of those movies where, just like in Sleeping Beauty, none of the humans actually have any choice of what they do. It's just the fairies versus Maleficent. So I always call that movie Fairy Battles. And this is the same thing, because we've got Winterbolt just sticking things in people's heads, and they're just being moved like pawns around this whole thing.
Yeah, no, and I compare to Greek mythology and the Olympians, and even the genie of the ice scepter to me is almost like an oracle.
Right.
Exactly. So I definitely think there's some Greek mythology, inspiration.
Yeah,
here.
which is why I liked at least the first half hour of this, because it's Greek mythology style, but with Rudolph characters. Or Rankin Bass characters.
Sure.
Rudolph
loves Milton. He's down with this plan, and he wants to go. Mm-hmm. And he tells his buddy Frosty,
"Yep,
this dude, he's a million laughs. Literally said, you got to come with me.
Milton's a million laughs.
This guy's a million laughs, right? So Frosty is a dad. He's got responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
He can't just go off on a dude's road trip because this dude's a million laughs. Right? So if I'm like, hey, Rusty, my friend, you got to meet my friend. You got to meet my friend, Mark. He's a million laughs, dude. And then you just imagine go to your wife and be like, I got to go to Nashville for the weekend. Mike told me this guy has a million laughs. But that's what Frosty does.
Yes.
Frosty
Okay.
goes, hey, Crystal.
All right, then.
I got to go.
And then the kids say, can we come? All right.
Yeah, everybody's coming.
Everybody's going.
Santa and Mrs. Claus are like, hey, we're going to come.
Million laughs.
None of them were invited.
Yeah, so Winterbolt is the one that provides the solution for how can they go in the middle of summer to wherever it is in America.
He gives them the
magic
amulets that they wear,
snowflake amulet,
and they say FFFF. Literally,
that's what it says on it. Which stands
and I'm
for,
thinking, what in the world? What are they going to pull off with this? And so, what is it? It's the magic lasts or will wear off when the final firework fades on the 4th.
Yes.
That's why didn't Johnny Marks write the FFFF song? So you and I, we got to write.
That's
got to
be in there. Song. This might take a few verses. I think it's going to be a little longer than the original.
We can do
Rudolph
a verse
song.
for each F.
Yeah. Yeah. Then the final firework on the 4th of July that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like in Frozen where Elsa gives Olaf the flurry. Yeah, so he wears a magic would you trust the magic amulet? Like this evil-looking dude says, don't worry. He just shows up, too. Winterbolt just shows up and says,
"Get the solution.
I can help you."
I mean, again, Frosty's the one who's telling his wife he's got to go because this guy's a million laughs. Frosty's pretty dumb. We already know he's pretty dumb.
Yeah. But we learn he's even dumber in this show than we thought.
Yeah.
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 And the kids are understandable. They want to see a circus. That's fine. Crystal always seemed bright. She should have known better. No, Frosty.
Right. No, they just want a vacation. Everybody's supposed to leave. They're sick of the North Pole.
I remember the first time I watched this, it even stressed me out a little. Like, you're leaving to go a place where you can melt, and you're just wearing this dumb amulet that has a time limit on it.
And look, he says, when the final firework fades. So, like, to me, I don't know. I'm just always cautious. And so I'm like, that means, to me, that before they even start, like once I hear, hey, we're setting up the firework, I'm be like, I'm
out of here.
I'm gonna head out, guys. I'll see y'all back.
I think I would leave the day before.
But of course, that's not what happens.
Yeah. You go do your
like that's when the final firework fades. That's just like I'm not gonna be near the place when that happens.
No,
that's what the dude says my amulet does.
And you don't know how far away you have to be, like know, or you're like half a mile away and you melt then because whoops.
That's right.
How close do you have to be
to
the
fireworks? Or if he's wrong. What if the random stranger is wrong?
Yeah, right. He gives you this.
Oh, I meant when they were halfway over. Sorry.
These like rules that are worse than the Gremlin rules for clarity.
Oh yeah, very very unclear.
Okay.
So they go right.
We arrive at the circus now, and this is when we meet Ethel Merman's character. The tightrope walker's mom, who's this gun nut firing guns,
constantly shooting a gun.
Yeah,
and we can't figure out. She can't figure out why her circus is not working.
Yeah, could have something to do with the guns.
I've told you the story. We played once a show at a place where one of the owners was hiding out in the alley and shooting the people with a water gun as they walked in. Our friends walked in, they're soaking wet. We're like, what's going on? Some guy shooting us with a water gun in the alley. And he comes in with his water gun. We realize it's one of the owners. So later at night, he's telling us, yeah, we're trying to get this place going, trying to make it something in town, and we're kind of struggling financially. And one of my friends said, maybe if the owner wasn't sitting in the alley shooting people with a water gun, And that's what this lady's doing. She's it's blanks, but she's firing a gun at a children's event.
Yeah, no one knows they're blanks either. We just assume they're real guns. We don't learn until the end of the movie they're blanks.
Right.
So
My daughter says, I'd be scared, I could be at a circus with this lady. She can go.
It'd be like that meme where like Grandpa Simpson walks in the door and then like guns are firing, and then he walks right back out. Nope.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, if I saw a woman shooting guns at the front of the tent, I would say, "Sorry, honey, we actually can't go to the circus today." Seems to be a crazy person firing guns.
So Winterbone, his plan now.
Winterbone.
He's got so many plans. His plan is to send the other reindeer in, right?
Yes, this is when his plan is to find the anti-Rudolph, the worst reindeer he can find, whose name is...
And his name on IMDb is literally Scratcher, the jealous reindeer. So forget the other song, forget the FFFF song and the real Rudolph origin story. We need to write the Scratcher
the jealous reindeer.
And Scratcher's like, I was going to be on the team. Yeah, sure you are. Sure you are, Scratcher.
Yeah, you were never going to be on the team.
He's like Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite. He wasn't going to be on the team.
And here's the place where they find Scratcher. The Cave of Lost Rejections.
Such a Rankin Bass location.
It's like, what can we do that's worse than the Island of Misfit Toys? How about the Cave of Lost Rejections?
I think that was the name of my clubhouse when I was little.
I think that was the name of that movie theater where they were squirting people.
Me and my friends. What am I talking about? It's our practice space right now.
Yeah, the Cave of Lost Rejections. If it was the Cave of Rejections, that'd be enough. Like, you were rejected, you got to go here.
Oh, no, that's not enough for Rankin Bass.
Yeah, you're lost.
Yeah, you need a painting of a little kid crying on the front door for Rankin Bass.
And this is probably the perfect time, because around this time we get a completely random nothing song by Ethel Merman called Long As I Got My Guy. I don't know if this is something Johnny Marks wrote or if it's just an Ethel Merman
I think they're
hit.
all Johnny Marks. So we kind of been relying on past success up to this point, right?
Yeah.
And now we're getting into the meat of new characters and right. So now we start getting to the new songs.
Right.
And Johnny Marks lost it. At the very least, I was like, hey, this story, I've had it on. I've never sat down and watched it.
Yeah.
Apparently, because I didn't remember much of it, but. I was like, maybe at least we're going to get some Johnny Marks good songs that I haven't heard yet. And
yep.
They're pretty rough.
Yeah. And pretty much none of them are memorable. There's one called You Were Everything I've Ever Wanted that I kind of like one of the love songs. But most of them are they just happen. They go right by. Even while I'm listening to them, I can't remember them. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
And you're right. I mean, this is the guy who wrote "We Are Santa's Elves," "Jingle Jingle Jingle."
Rudolph
Bing
himself.
Crosby, what's the song he sings? "Heard the Bells on Christmas Day."
Yeah.
So this guy has written bona fide hits. I'm in awe of his catalog, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, like you said, a couple. I don't know if the one you named is the one when Santa and Mrs. Claus are riding, or if it's the one with Frosty and his wife.
There's a reprise, and so I think there might be two. But
and a lot of this focuses, a lot of the theme here, of course, we're talking about the nonsense, but a lot of the theme deals with marriage. And of course, the guy, the Red Buttons, Milton guy, he is, of course, trying to marry this girl whose mom owns a circus, and he's doing all of this. All of these shenanigans are to win this circus back for this lady so he can marry this girl.
Yeah.
And so you do have these sweet moments with Santa and Mrs. Claus and Frosty and his wife, and it does bring it back to this guy is going to be happily married,
right?
But the songs don't live up to. They're fine. They're just not memorable, like you said.
Yeah, the love story is probably, besides the mythology parts, the love story is probably my favorite. I like to see old people in love stories these days. Yeah, I guess now that I'm 45, I'm like, well, I'll be getting there soon. I hope me and Carrie are like that. But it's like, oh, Mama, I sure love. And then Frosty's like, oh, Crystal, we've been together. So all that stuff is good.
Right.
But yeah.
And because Santa and Mrs. Claus weasel their way into this vacation, basically because they're going to be Frosty's ride back.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to even mention that part.
Yeah, so they're en route on their own. I don't know why they didn't just get a hotel and make a trip out of it, but Santa's a workaholic, so he can't take. Yeah, he's like one of my beach trips. I said we'd do in one day. That's what he's doing. He's going down to the shore just to pick up Frosty and bring him back home.
Yep.
But Winterbone throws a storm at him, and they think they're going to die. They think, they're ready for the end.
Yeah, and it's around this time when they're caught in one of Winterbolt's tornadoes. And they're in the middle of a tornado singing this romantic song.
Yep.
And yeah, they sing the whole song, and at the end of it, Mrs. Claus says, "We've been in worse situations than this. Why don't we fly to the ground and get out of it?" Okay.
And it works.
And it works.
She's the brains of the operation.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was content to die in a storm with his wife.
Yeah. She was like, "Are we going to make it?" He's like, "What?
I don't know, Mama. We probably won't make it this time.
Might not."
No. Yeah, I don't like this Ethel Merman character, and I think one reason why is because she just has nothing to do with anything. Like,
no.
At least Scratcher is like the anti-Rudolph, and Winterbolt is the anti-Santa, and so they're kind of connected. Even stupid Milton, Red Buttons, he's at least a million laughs.
He's a big guy's a million laughs.
but Ethel Merman,
I counted.
Yeah, I did. I counted every laugh. Did you actually count even one laugh for real?
No, not really.
Yeah, I know.
But Mike Westfall, a friend of ours, he mentioned, he said, he better deliver. Frosty went for this trip for 1 million laughs. So he better deliver every one of them.
Yeah, I mean, maybe when he's less stressed, he's a million laughs. But
I should say Mike does the Advent Calendar House podcast. Check that one out.
Awesome. Okay, so this is when they go to the ground, but they're still kind of in a storm, so they're having trouble getting to the circus to save Frosty. At one point, I can't remember who it is, but they say to Frosty, "Smile, Frosty." But the way, and so he's supposed to be frowning in that scene, but the way that they animate him,
he's got the pipe.
He's got the pipe, and it's like the way they made that toy, that model, he's always smiling.
Yeah.
So like, when somebody's in misery and like off to the side, and then like Frosty's just smiling at him. Or he's like, "Oh, I don't think we're going to live, Crystal." He's just smiling away.
He's smiling, right?
Yeah.
He's dark. He's dark like that.
Yeah. And so, and it's at this time that we do get a good Johnny Marks song, but it's one of his old ones, "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree." It's just part of the circus act.
Oh yeah, they do keep, it's like 70s Beach Boys. It's like, yeah, this album's okay, but what 60s Brian Wilson stuff can you dig up to put on this album to make it better? That's what they keep doing. They keep digging through his favorites and popping one in.
Yeah. It's at this point that my least favorite part of the movie happens, which is the part that makes no sense. Because remember, as long as Rudolph doesn't use his nose for an evil purpose, he can keep it. But the minute he uses it for evil, he loses his light.
So they have to find a way to make Rudolph, the most innocent character
goody
in history,
Rudolph.
Right?
Yeah.
Of TV, they have to find a way to make him evil. And so, so you're sitting there and you're like, what are they going to do? How are they going to make him evil?
Yeah.
And so I was thinking it was going to be Scratcher was like going to say, "I'm hungry, I'm starving, I need you to steal money from me."
Yep.
And Rudolph would say, "Well, I normally wouldn't steal, but I'm going to have to help
save
this
your
guy.
life.
So
I'll do it."
Like something like that.
What
were you thinking?
He's Jean Valjean. He's going to steal a loaf of bread. Yeah, I was hoping that Scratcher would maybe just kind of turn Rudolph evil for a little bit. Like, just kind of like you're hanging out with the wrong crowd, and he's like, come maybe pick on some reindeer. He gets the taste for being a bully for a while.
There wasn't time for that, though. That's why,
No.
I guess that's why I didn't think of that, because they're just, like, at this point, there's, even though it's 97 minutes long, they spent so much time setting it all up.
Yeah.
There really wasn't time to develop that kind of relationship between those two.
No. Instead, Scratcher shows up to the circus and says, "Hey, Rudolph, old buddy." And Rudolph's like, "You were never my friend."
Yeah, we're not friends. What are you talking about?
But then he offers him a job. He's like, "Oh, come on, I need a job." He's like, "Well,
okay.
I guess you could be one of the roustabouts around here."
You can always use a roustabout.
Always use a roustabout. Oh Lord. So yeah, he after saying, "You were a horrible reindeer who was mean to me," he hires him for the circus, which is within Rudolph's character, at least, because that's the entire plot of the first Rudolph was, everyone's terrible to me, I instantly forgive you.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's his whole character.
And also, they only are friends to him when they can use him.
Yep, everybody needs his nose. Right, everybody needs stuff from him.
Yeah, so like, I need your nose. You're working for the circus now. Can you get me a job, old buddy? Whatever it is. Okay, so here's how he eventually does, quote, evil, which he doesn't actually do.
It's a loophole for sure.
It's a total evil loophole. Scratcher says, "Hey, buddy, can you come in here and get this trunk for me, or this bag or whatever?" He's like,
yeah, it's like
Rudolph,
a box.
Yeah, Rudolph opens it and goes, "This is the money from the circus show." Yeah, come give it to this cop. Oh, okay, if I'm supposed to, because Scratcher convinces him that he's supposed to take this money to this cop. But he takes it to the cop, and it's really Sam Spangles, the evil guy who wants to take over the circus. And so that's the evil that Rudolph supposedly does. But he did not know what he was doing. And so why did his light go out?
Because, guilty by association.
Guilt by
you have to know who you're
association.
hanging out with. If you're going to be hanging out with jealous reindeer street trash, that's what happens. I guess. I don't know.
Now, okay, like in a court of law, I could see how he could be convicted. It's like, Rudolph could say, "But I didn't mean to, I didn't know." And they were like, yeah, whatever, buddy, you're going to jail.
Exactly.
But if we're dealing with magic, like this is Aurora Borealis's Queen of the Northern Lights magic. She's the one controlling this, presumably. But she takes his light away. Like, sorry, buddy, you blew it.
I mean, a rule's a rule.
A rule's a rule. Accidental evil is still evil.
I'm sure you can think of a time when you were younger that you did something with one of your friends, or you were with one of your friends when they did something, and you got in trouble for it. So
it's true, I did. But
know who you're hanging out with.
Yeah, I once broke into my elementary school.
Yeah,
yeah, and my friend got caught on the surveillance tape. But I didn't. But they called him in, and he was like, "It wasn't me," and that was the end of
it. Wait, what? He was on the tape.
He was on the tape. He said it wasn't me. You got the wrong guy. So
you didn't get in trouble?
No, but it wasn't like we weren't even up to anything. We were like just, my school is like 2 blocks from me where I live, and so we were just hanging out there like near the playground and stuff. And then, like,
so you're just breaking into school.
He just like
you love school so much, you want to break into school.
Well, we just like opened the door. We're like, I wonder if this door's open. And so he opened it, and then like walked in a little bit, like, oh wow, cool. I'm at school when school's not happening, and then walked out, and that was the extent of it.
Right.
Yeah. And I think he said it wasn't me. So try that.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, Rudolph got in trouble, and his nose went out.
And then people treat him like trash, right?
Oh yeah,
because they don't trust him. They think obviously you got if you know Rudolph, you know he doesn't do this.
Frosty kind of half like something must be up. I don't know. And Rudolph's like,
right,
I did it. Yeah, I did. Okay, because at this point, Winterbolt. I don't know what's the blackmail. It's if you tell that it wasn't,
Frosty's going to melt.
Then Frosty's going to melt.
Frosty's whole family will die.
Right. So yeah. So Rudolph is sacrificing himself, which instantly should give him his nose powers back, if you ask me.
I agree.
Like Lady Boreal comes down as a blue fairy and says, "No, okay, it's okay. You're a real boy now."
Oh, it's so much. It's so
much. And then say yes.
Like we're sitting here, we're grown men, and we're trying to figure this out. Imagine being a little kid.
I know. Sometimes I catch myself being serious about these things.
But just imagine. This is probably why I never watched this thing. Just imagine being a little kid and trying to figure this out.
Well, if you're a kid, you probably just don't care as much. You just roll with it.
Right.
But we're watching it logically. But the writer Romeo Moa, he was a grown up when he wrote this. He didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
I want to say that this movie to me is it's like the greatest thing he's ever done and the biggest failure at the same time. And it's the biggest failure because it had so much potential. It was going to be like this movie that tied up everything, and it just blows it.
Well, so In the meantime,
Yeah.
Santa's not there to pick up Frosty.
Yeah.
And the fireworks start going off.
Yeah, yes, and they use real fireworks for the real firework footage, by the way.
Oh yeah, they cut to. So it's usually right. So you hear sound effects and you'll see like a light flash on Frosty, right?
Yeah.
Because he's white, so you can see it flash on him.
Yeah.
But right, the when they go to the sky, it's real footage.
They do a couple of cheats in this movie where they don't want to do stop animation, and one of them is they just cut to actual fireworks. The other is for the ice dragons. They want to have like this steam coming out of their nose, so instead of stop animating them and somehow doing steam over it, they just like move their heads around like puppets and like blow steam out of them. So
Right.
it's a weird effect.
Now I will say, speaking of the animation, I was blown away, and I don't know anything about this stuff. I assume that it's hard to do.
Yeah.
This is one of the I play music and I write. Art is not my thing, and so the parade scene to me.
Yeah.
This is the first time I feel like we've had all these people and like these floats or whatever they're riding on, like the whole circus parade, all the animals.
Yeah.
To me, that feels like a feat. It's really short. It's probably only like I don't know. 12, 15 seconds maybe.
Probably took a full day.
They get it in. You see the people moving and the things moving, but it's really cool. Like I feel like it's like 100 people on the screen. So,
Yeah, I mean, the way
cool.
this movie looks to me is great. All the good animation. I like the way all the characters look.
Yeah.
I mean, the quality is high there, and the writing sometimes is, but this story is just so convoluted and frustrating.
So so the fireworks are going off. Now, if you're at this firework display, if you're just like a random person at the circus firework display, you're going to be kind of bored because some of the fireworks have like 3 minutes between them.
Yeah.
So, when they get to 90, it takes a long time. Like 97, 98 are like boom, boom. But other than that, it takes a long time to get from 90 to 99.
Yeah.
And that's where we're finding out Rudolph's throwing himself under the bus to save them and all that stuff, right?
Yep. And then we get the Frosty flashback. It's good. Then they
Frosty
sing the
starts
Frosty
singing, right?
They sing the Frosty the Snowman song, and then we get a flashback there. So we get the stop animated version of that.
All I know is every time Jackie Vernon sings, an angel cuts its wings off. I don't need to hear Jackie Vernon singing.
Oh man. And here's
at some point, there's South America. There's out of nowhere comes Big Ben, the Clockwork Wheel.
This is around when Big
Jack
Ben shows
Frost?
up. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
First, he just shows up. And
it's
says,
New
I'm
Year,
heading to
right?
South America.
So,
And then we go, Bart? Yeah, Big Ben is from Rudolph's Shiny New Year. So he's one of those times.
But that is like during these fireworks, right? Does the whale come?
Yeah, they do the Frosty song, and we before we get to Big Ben, Winterbolt learns from the genie that Frosty's hat is magic, and he wants to utilize it and make an army of Frosties.
Right, that's his plan with the hat. Right,
Yeah.
it's going to be to. It's kind of like the Santa Claus 3, I guess, where I think it's part 3 where they build like the army. That's his vision, his grand scheme.
Right.
He's got a bunch of goofy Jackie Vernon Frosties.
Yeah, and again, this was a blown opportunity because this would have been like, okay, we found out about Rudolph's nose and where it came from. Are we going to find out the origin of the hat? Because
we don't.
In the beginning, it was just it was just the magician had a hat.
Right.
But but it was really magic. So like, where does it come from? Did a wizard make it? What? And like, no, it's magic. We still don't know.
Maybe that was going to be another.
Yeah, that was going to be the follow-up, like part 2 in the trilogy, because then they said, forget it.
That's right. So that's why he's going to let him. He's going to make him stay there while the fireworks are there or whatever. Right. And so he tells Rusty. Tells Rudolph, you can't let him know. You can't tell people, or his family will die.
Right. Yeah. And so he's trying to get all the power. He's getting the nose, getting the nose and the hat, and the army of Frosties.
So at some point, so it's like, we've seen a lot of ridiculous stuff in this movie.
Yeah.
What have we not seen? Oh, we have not seen the Clockwork Whale, Big Ben, come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Time for that. Okay, and so at this point, this is where Frosty does his dumbest thing, which is he's willing to sacrifice his life just so that Rudolph's nose will light up again. Not that Rudolph will live, not that, not even for his reputation or anything.
His nose.
It's just like he's willing to die, to let his children go fatherless, his wife go husbandless, so that a reindeer's nose can light up who didn't even want that nose to begin with, and that caused him nothing but trouble.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Well, okay. I wish I could say goodbye to Crystal, but oh well.
That's right.
And he sings a song to her, although I'm sure you don't remember it because I don't.
I don't.
But about that time, the everything is solved somehow. I don't even remember how it happens. I think.
Wait, how it gets solved?
Yeah, Santa shows up finally. He gets out of the storm somehow.
Rudolph. Well, because I guess Rudolph somehow tells them.
Yeah. The real cop
somehow
shows
the cop
up.
comes. The real cop comes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't even remember. Oh, but what I do remember is my favorite part is because, like we said, Rudolph's whole character is like if he's not delivering what people want, then he's an outcast right away. And so
Right.
his part in the circus show was to light up his nose and fly around, do his jumps. And so when his nose goes out, he's still in the circus, but he's standing there and the crowd is just booing him. Boo! Your nose doesn't light up. You suck. Boo! And then Rudolph says my favorite line, which is, I'm sorry, but I can still do my jumps. We don't want to see
about your jumps, Rudolph.
We don't care that you can fly. I can see a
See
flying
speedball. I mean, no, fireball.
I can see a flying reindeer any day of the week.
Yeah.
You're the only one whose nose lights up, and if you can't do that, you're not worth crap to me. Get out of here.
So he does. He redeems himself. He gets his the Winterbone comes and the lady has to throw the gun at him, right?
Yes.
And that's how they.
She says, "Let me take care of this guy." But mother, these are only blanks, and then she's, "I'll take care of it." But these are made of steel or whatever they are. And she throws it at his scepter, and then
breaks the scepter. Yeah.
and then he turns into a tree.
Oh right. Yeah, he's a tree naturally,
I'm
as you do.
turning into a
Turn
tree.
into a tree. And then so I guess Frosty melted, right?
Frosty melts, and along with his whole family, puddle of dead.
Which look, at this point, like, we know he's gonna melt, and we know that he can always come back to life.
Yeah,
it happens all the time.
Happens all the time. This time though, he's not around. He's not in it's not winter, so we can't have a winter chill to come and get him.
So we find out why the Clockwork Whale had to go to South America.
Yes, and yes, it's like you said, to pick up Jack.
I guess 'cause
to pick up Jack Frost.
Jack Frost was partying down there.
Yep. And so Jack Frost blows the wind on him and brings him back to life. Which means, by the way, I made a list of every movie that this kind of encompasses. It's the original Rudolph, the original Frosty, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rudolph's Shiny New Year, Frosty's Winter Wonderland, and Jack Frost. So all of those things come together, plus possibly more that I don't even know about.
Right, that we're not really factoring in.
Yeah.
Look, I like wacky stories, man, but the Clockwork Whale going to South America to bring back Jack Frost to blow December wind onto Frosty to bring him back to life was a roller coaster ride I was not expecting.
No.
It was a lot.
Oh, and the way they end this movie is we learn that reindeers they can't just fly by themselves because they're magic flying reindeers. They eat Santa's magical corn flying that makes them fly. And so if you feed an animal that, they can fly. So we got flying elephants and
right,
everything else at the end here. So they call it a flying circus. I don't know if that's meant to be.
You think Santa, if he could do that, he should switch it up every year?
Yeah.
Or like every 10 years.
Right. Like we're gonna do horses this
why
year.
just use reindeer every year?
Yeah, why reindeer? I always thought the reindeer could fly because they were magic flying reindeer. I didn't know it was because they ate this corn. That could you feed it to humans? I don't know. Or does it just work on animals? I
don't know.
You could have a flying anything.
I got some corn growing.
What if you feed it to a bird? What would happen? Just float. They go to space. Basically, Christmas comes after all on the 4th of July. And that's how it ends. I mean, if it feels like Mike and I have done a poor job, like summing this up or telling what happens, it's because it's very difficult to all because the convoluted path that Winterbolt took to 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 like make this ice cream guy go to the circus, take Rudolph, take Frosty, get this reindeer named Scratcher to get him to do this thing, and then Frosty has to melt, and like it's just on and on and on. When meanwhile he's got like infinite god powers and a magic genie. He can make people think things. Like he could just do anything if he wanted to. But yeah, he chooses the most convoluted James Bond villain path that he can think of. It's like
it's pretty rough, man.
Yeah.
Like imagine this movie story without these beloved characters.
Yeah. Oh, right. Imagine it's just like these generic people and stuff. And
sure.
Yeah. I mean, when you're watching the first Rudolph, you think it's kind of freaky when the lion shows up, but with the flying lion. Imagine that happens just constantly in this movie, where you're just going,
exactly.
What?
It's like, I was not ready for that.
I had no idea.
97 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, it's a long movie, and I did not watch it all in one setting to prepare for this. I watched it over like 3 nights, I think.
That's true. We watched it all Saturday right before we were set to record. But even when we recorded, I didn't remember it any better. An hour later than I did today.
No.
It's a tough one.
It's a toughie.
All right, let me, anything else you want to say about the movie? I got some other stuff.
I think I've said all I could even possibly say.
Okay, so I want to do this first. Now, I'm going to do this, and I have a first challenge for you.
Okay. All right.
So I've been listening
Tommy's
to a podcast called, it's called Water Too Wet, Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet, or Water Too Wet, Beach Too Sandy.
Okay.
And it's a brother and sister, I believe, and they read 1-star Yelp reviews.
Okay.
And they read them as interpreting them as trying to figure out how the person was speaking when they wrote these reviews. Right?
Okay.
It's a really good podcast, and I suggest you go watch it. Now, I didn't intend to do this, but when I was on IMDb looking up actors' names and things, this was the review that was on the page at the time. They cycle through the reviews. And I read it. I was just like, this review's awesome. I need to read this for Rusty. So I'm going to do my interpretation of this podcast, which I suggest you go listen to, Water Too Wet, Beach Too Sandy. And I'm going to read you this review that was up on the IMDb page for this movie, titled, "This is Confusing," by user Papa DLJM, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
So here is the review. All right. Buckle in. It's a good one. All right. May I ask you, how old is Rudolph? Is he supposed to be an adult or a kid? Because I think Rudolph has to be the strangest character with a mysterious age. This story changes from one topic to the other. Yeah, we already know that. Yeah. First, we see that Rudolph's nose goes out. Then Winterbolt's story, the origin of Rudolph, and all the way back to Rudolph's nose. They also have Christmas topics and July topics at the same time. Another thing, why are Frosty and his family... Why are Frosty and his family the same size as Smurfs? Because Frosty's short comparing to some other characters. This guy, that's all one paragraph so far. This guy's got a lot of issues with this movie.
Yes.
All right, second paragraph. If Winterbolt wants... If Winterbolt wants children to love him better than Santa, then why couldn't he kidnap Rudolph and force him to guide him instead of trying to extinguish his nose? It would be easier for Winterbolt's plan to succeed in his goal. That should have been something Winterbolt tried to do. Winterbolt's genie of the ice scepter seems to be smarter than he is because he comes up with all the ideas and not him. I think Winterbolt's nothing without the genie of the ice scepter. When Rudolph defeated the snow dragons that Christmas Eve, Winterbolt did nothing to stop him. When he defeated those dragons that one Christmas... That sounds like a song, too.
Yeah.
Next paragraph. My favorite part of the movie is Scratcher. Said no one ever. My favorite part of the movie is Scratcher because he's funny and he's deformed.
Oh, Lord. You can see his ribs and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Won't people find it strange seeing a talking reindeer, live snowmen, and a warlock with snakes for a sleigh team? Because I do. I love this movie, but some of the things make no sense. Or switching one plot to the other.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Which I didn't look it up, but if I even rated this, like I usually rate things on IMDb after I watch them, but I may have given this a 7 out of 10, possibly a 6.
Oh gosh, I mean I can't go 5.
You can't go as high as
5.
5.
I would choose to watch it again just on my own, sitting there. There's a lot of movies I'd watch again with someone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Right, for a million different reasons. But so a 5 is my lowest, where I'm home alone, I'm bored, I'm gonna put this DVD in and turn it on.
Yeah.
So 4.5 is the highest. And
I guess
that's just for effort. That's for aspirations.
Right. I give it a definite A for trying to tie everything together, mythology and all that. Maybe a B- for the love story and stuff, and then like a D for blowing it. And so it evens out to be C plus B-, which would be 7 or 6. So.
Execution, man, execution. Okay,
Yeah.
I got something for you. I'm sending it to you. So now you're gonna read another review.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Are you up for this?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm just gonna read it cold.
Yeah.
All right, here I
sent
go.
it to you through Facebook.
Okay, so this is by Minds19858. Title's called "Going a Little Too Far" with Frosty and Rudolph. Okay. Original claymation Rudolph. Pretty good. Original Frosty cartoon. Needs a little work, but could be worse. But Frosty and Rudolph together on the 4th of July? Come on. Give me a break! This was one movie that shouldn't have been made. It was bad. It didn't really go for any holiday in particular except July 4th. That made it especially bad since Frosty and Rudolph are usually associated with the Christmas season. And any movie,
are they? I didn't know that.
I had no idea. And any movie can be ruined by too much singing. The frequent songs made this movie seem a lot longer than it really was. The movie tried mixing two familiar Christmas-time characters with an American traditional holiday, which almost seems to limit it to America. Too many pointless songs and a lousy plot line. The result? A bad movie that can't really be watched at any time of the year. I would suggest you forego this movie even if you like Frosty and Rudolph. 2 out of 10.
Yeah, there we go. I figured you'd have something to say about that one.
Well, he's right. I mean, but it's true that you can't watch it at any time of year. I would say the same thing about Nightmare Before Christmas, though. It's like anytime you try.
Well, but that's the thing is like I feel like not you, but like I would say you can watch that at any time of year because it really doesn't just focus on one. And I feel like you would say that about this Rudolph one that we just watched. That like since it's not so tied to just one, you can watch it in July, you can watch it at Christmas,
Yeah, you could do both.
Yeah,
too many pointless songs, lousy plot. Yeah, I mean, I disagree that he says it shouldn't have been made. I'm glad it was made. Otherwise,
this should have been made.
This would have been a very silent podcast that we'd just been sitting around going, I don't know.
Yeah, he was pretty bitter, but at least his 2 out of 10 matched his review. The guy I read, man,
7 out of 10.
He was so troubled by how spread out it was, and sporadic.
Well, I mean, it
7 out of 10.
What's funny is as much as I complain about this movie and everything, like I would say I like it more than dislike it. And I would encourage people to watch it who've never heard of it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
would you tell people to watch this?
Watch it once.
Would you say watch it at least once?
Yeah,
now here's another question.
A terrible movie, and just by the fact of what it's associated with and what it's tied into, you got to see it.
Yeah. Would you think people would enjoy it? Would enjoy listening to us first and then watching it, or watching it first and then listening to us?
Well, see, me, I love podcasts, so I would rather. Now, like I said, I know some of the other shows have done it, so I didn't listen to it. So as I would post on social media, a couple of people said, "Oh, we did this last year or 2 years ago," and I didn't want to listen to theirs yet. Now, in the morning when I wake up, I got a couple podcasts to listen to. Now I didn't want their thoughts to influence us.
Right.
So we probably made a lot of the same jokes.
I kind of think it would be funny to listen to this and say, yeah, Mike and Rusty are just making things up, and it just sounds.
Of course,
it sounds made up.
And it's the same thing with our horror movie podcast. We'd have people who would never want to listen if they hadn't seen the movies yet, and then we had other people who would listen to see if they wanted to watch the movies.
Right. Or to just enjoy it.
Personality.
Yeah.
Something from 1979. I wasn't worried about spoiling, obviously. So
I don't worry about that.
I feel like if somebody hasn't seen it yet, then they might as well listen to us first.
You may as well, yeah.
Okay, I got this for you.
Okay.
Now, I was doing a little research. I found a Rankin Bass quiz.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
ready.
here's my challenge to Rusty.
All right.
There were, let me count. Let me see. There were 29 questions in this quiz. It was multiple choice. I got 25, so I got an 87%.
Oh, wow.
I just pulled 10 of the questions as I was taking it.
Okay.
I'm going to give them to you without multiple choice first. So
Okay.
If you want the multiple choice, you can tell me.
Okay, all right, if I need it.
But I'm betting that Rusty, our show Rankin Bass expert, can probably nail this without multiple choice.
Let's see.
All right. So we're starting with an easy one. Okay, number
right.
one. What year was Frosty the Snowman released?
65?
No.
Okay.
You want the multiple
Sure,
choice?
yeah.
64, 69, 74.
64.
No, that's Rudolph.
That's Rudolph, okay.
Yeah, so 69
Oh,
is
wow,
Frosty.
okay.
Man, even I knew that one. All right.
Okay.
What Rankin Bass special takes place in Junctionville?
Santa Claus is coming to town?
No. That's a choice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Chose the night before Christmas or Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, okay. That is it a night before Christmas?
Chose the night before
Okay.
Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. This is one I missed. Who is the young boy in the Little Drummer Boy? Do you know his name off the top of your head?
Oh,
Michael, David, or Aaron?
probably Aaron.
Yes, Aaron.
I didn't know
who
that. That was a
controls
guess.
the forest of Burzy in the life and adventures of Santa Claus?
It's like the Elk King or something like that. Give me the choice.
So your choices are the Great Ack,
That's
the
it.
Wizard, or the Mysterious Elk.
The Great Ack.
Yes, the Great Ack.
And that's funny that one of the choices was elk. I guess because it sounds like it. That's why I thought of it. Okay.
Yeah. I knew it was Ack. I mean, but
Yeah.
when it said elk, then I started like questioning maybe I
Yeah.
heard it wrong growing up or something.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the name of the baby in Rudolph's Shiny New Year?
Baby New Year.
That's what I thought. But that's all right. Your choices are Harry, Happy, or Henry.
Happy.
Happy, right? Who wrote the scathing letter to Santa and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas?
It was the little Poindexter mouse. I don't remember his name.
Yes. So Joshua, Father Mouse, or Albert?
Albert.
Yeah. See, I put Father Mouse, but then I realized
So
it's
'Twas the
definitely
Night Before Christmas, or Atheists Can't Enjoy Christmas. That sounds like this.
Number 7. What kind of creature is Baba in The Little Drummer Boy?
A sheep.
Goat, donkey, or lamb?
Lamb.
Lamb. Yes. 8. What kind of creature is tasked with raising baby Santa in the life and adventures of Santa Claus? Wolf, lion, or owl?
Owl?
No. Lion.
Not a flying.
missed that one
not
too.
a flying. Oh, I remember now. Because it was a fairy that was his mom.
Right.
Yeah. Or
Yeah. Number 9. What is the name of Jack's love interest in Jack Frost?
I don't remember her
Lisa,
name.
Anna, or Jessica?
Jessica.
No, that's Santa Claus is coming.
Oh, okay. I knew I was familiar. Okay. Is it Lisa?
Elisa?
Okay.
E-L-I-S-A.
Oh, Elisa.
And number 10, what kind of creature is Eon, the villain in Rudolph's Shiny New Year? Is that right? Eon?
Yeah, he's a vulture or an eagle.
Vulture, correct.
Yeah,
Vulture.
I did pretty good.
So those are some of the harder ones. It's like, what does Rudolph join in Christmas in July? One of the options was a cult.
Well, sort of.
Yeah. Who wrote the story that inspired Cricket on the Hearth?
Dickens.
Who was the singing snowman and Rudolph? Who travels with Frosty to the North Pole? Karen. Who was the evil reindeer in Christmas in July? So
Scratch and sniff.
Okay. Oh, also on that page. So that was on. You know what? I'll put a link in the show notes if I think about it. That was on How Stuff Works, and at the bottom of that, there was this quiz, and it says, "What Christmas movie best represents your life?" Right?
Oh.
I'm like, all right, I'm just sitting there. So it's 30 questions. It's like asking me, like, I eat turkey on Christmas. I drink. Coffee more than hot chocolate.
Yeah.
My favorite Christmas flavor is peppermint. It's like my favorite smells, like which movies I like to watch, all this stuff, right? And it comes out that I got It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
It says like George Bailey, you make it a little down during the holidays. Like what?
that's not you.
Nothing that I answered said that.
Yeah, I think I would get that one, but you wouldn't. You would get.
Yeah.
What would you get? You would get. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Charlie Brown. I don't know.
Man, not even that.
I don't know, Fred Claus.
You would probably get White Christmas. Wash your hair with snow.
The one other thing I wanted to go through with you was that the ranking. So I found this is on what is this, Vox.com.
Okay.
And the title is the makers of Rudolph also created some of the most off the wall Christmas specials ever. But what it is a ranking of all 18 Rankin Bass Christmas specials, okay?
Did they call it Rankin Bass?
Rankin Bass.
Share the magic of America's best-loved holiday tales this Christmas season. The classics that have warmed the hearts of generations are waiting for you on video cassette from Family Home Entertainment.
Okay, Rudolph, full power!
Like the timeless Christmas treat, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, with very merry music by Burl Ives. Then, it's everybody's favorite tale of Frosty the Snowman, filled with the songs of the wonderful Jimmy Durante.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not cry.
And the great Fred Astaire sings up a storm in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, also starring the voice of Mickey Rooney. There's more Yuletide magic with the Little Drummer Boy, voiced by Greer Garson, Jose Ferrer, and featuring the songs of the Vienna Boys Choir. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and the Little Drummer Boy. Video classics for you to take home and treasure this holiday season from Family Home Entertainment.
What do you think is the worst one out of 18?
The worst Rankin Bass special?
Yes. Christmas special, yes.
Christmas special. They're probably going to give it to Nestor, the long-eared Christmas donkey.
No, Pinocchio.
Okay, Nestor's
Pinocchio's
not my least favorite. I like Nestor, but
right. So that's 18. 17, Leprechaun's Christmas Gold. 16, Cricket on the Hearth.
Yeah.
15 is Frosty's Winter Wonderland.
That's a good one, though.
14 is Christmas in July, the
Yeah.
one we just discussed today.
Yeah.
13, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus.
I like that one.
12, The Little Drummer Boy Book 2. So they have the Little Drummer Boy sequel ahead of those movies that I've just named so far. I
haven't seen Book 2.
11 was The Night Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be top 10 for me easily.
Oh, that's going to be kind of low for me. It's
Really? Just the music for me is
I love the music, yeah.
Yeah.
Even Miracle is Man.
10, Rudolph Shiny New Year.
Yeah.
9 is Nestor.
Mm.
8, this is shocking. 8 is Frosty.
Way down there.
Yes. So I'll come back to that. 7 is Jack Frost. 6 is a new favorite of both you and me, The Stingiest Man in Town.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. 5 is The Little Drummer Boy.
They really like that one.
Yes. 4 is The Year Without a Santa Claus. So here's where I started to go, whoa, if Frosty was down there, Year Without a Santa Claus is 4,
Mm-hmm.
what are they going to have in the top 3 with the other big 2?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the one that I don't think I've seen. Number 3, The First Christmas, The Story of the First Christmas Snow. 1975.
Yeah, I may have seen it in 1975 when I was born. But yeah,
now I got to watch it.
The title
It's in the
sounds
top
familiar. But yeah, I don't know. Is it a Jesus story?
Let's see. The overly redundant title is The Worst Thing About This One, which features Angela Lansbury as a nun who takes a young shepherd struck blind by lightning under her wing as Christmas rolls around. What the special loses because of its melodramatic climax, it gains from sheer simplicity instead of trying to graft a whole bunch of ideas together. This tells one small story, and it's all the better for it.
Okay.
Number 2 is Rudolph. Number 1 is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Now, I'm gonna say that for me, since I haven't seen this one at number 3,
yeah,
The Year Without a Santa Claus might be where it needs to be at 4. I'm gonna put The Stingiest Man in Town either right above that or right after it, 4 or 5, and I'm gonna move Frosty up to the top 3. Frosty might be my number 1.
Frosty's a good one. It's
what would you say is your number 1?
I want to say Rudolph, but it's so messy. I mean,
so
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get them all like in my head now. It may be Rudolph. I probably enjoy The Stingiest Man in Town more, but that's more of like maybe it feels like it's too personal or something. Like it's like I wouldn't say it's for everybody. But yeah, I don't know.
So Frosty to me is so good. Like and maybe it's because it's short. It's a 30-minute
just a tight
one.
little thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it says like, let me see, where their thing with it is that it says there's this pitfall so many of these specials fall into where the story basically amounts to a kid sitting down with you and saying, and then this happened, and this happened.
Right.
This by far is one of the biggest offenders. But I don't know, man. Like it's like the magician shows up to school. First of all, that feeling of the last day of school right before Christmas break. Mm-hmm. It's great, right? So this magician shows up, the hat, the rabbit, blah blah blah. The kids build a snowman. Like it's so like I don't know. It's perfect. And they go through the song where they're walking through town with Frosty. Go to the North Pole. Santa shows up. The greenhouse. I don't
Here's
know.
the one thing that's not perfect. If Karen hadn't gotten on that car with Frosty, none of the bad stuff would have happened.
Right. But she's a kid, and she thought she could go to the North Pole and
She
be
thought
home
she
for
could
dinner.
do it. Yeah, Karen's sweet. She's a sweet character. I wish that there could have been more Karen, but it's probably good that they didn't ruin her in another special.
That's true. So,
Karen
so I'm
story.
going to say
I
Frosty,
it's probably Rudolph.
Santa Claus is coming to town, and Rudolph are going to be the three.
Yeah.
And then 4 or 5 in either order would be Sentience Man Town or You're Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah. I remember Jack Frost being surprisingly good. I've only seen it once. I think I thought it was something else.
Yeah, I watched it a few years ago.
Yeah. I think I thought it was newer or something. Like something about the box art was like, oh, this looks like some new garbage. But no, it was, it was one of those. It was from '79, I think. But we know how good I am with dates. But I think that's about right. I think it came out around the same time as Christmas in July.
It is '79. So that's the other thing I was going to ask you about. So if this aired in November of '79,
when did
Jack Frost a thing?
When did Jack Frost air? I don't know. Because that's the Jack Frost they used in that special.
Of course, yeah.
And I think that's the story of how Jack Frost became good, basically, or something like that. Or, I don't know. I don't remember now. I've only seen it once.
It doesn't have the air date.
It probably came out in December.
It's better than the Michael Keaton Jack Frost.
Haha! Never seen it.
But maybe not as good as the Killer Snowman Jack Frost. So. It is. Oh gosh, it doesn't even come up on a search.
Not on Wikipedia.
The other two Jack Frost comes up.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, I don't know when it aired and how that ties into the movie we just watched.
Yeah, I don't know which one came first.
Year.
I assumed that Jack Frost came first, and this was his return as that character.
And that's how it's played, right?
Yeah, that's how it's
he would have had
played.
to air before November 25th.
It's even possible that they made Jack Frost first and, played this for, who knows. They probably came out
but
the
when
same...
he comes floating in on the whale, it's not like they're like, hey, this is this guy Jack. You're just supposed to know who he is.
We know him from... originally he was introduced in 2 dimensions in Frosty's Winter Wonderland.
Okay.
So he is a character there, but then he gets his own special.
That's right. Okay, so that's what it is.
Yeah, he was, I'm Jack Frost. Ooh, he... Because he was the
right,
he was
so
the
saying
villain
that's when he became
of
like
the
a
Andy
good
Griffith.
guy
Yeah.
would be there. Right.
Yeah, he became a good guy at the end of Winter Wonderland, and then I want to say that the Jack Frost by himself special is just more of a romance, like him and his girlfriend.
The queen or whatever.
Yeah,
or whatever.
But I've only seen it once, which is why we need to do our Rankin Bass podcast as a spinoff.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah. You know what? There's 18 of them. We don't have to watch all 18.
18 Christmas specials.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean Rankin Bass. Every Rankin Bass, not just Christmas.
Okay. So, like, all year?
Well, I'm not saying it's actually going to happen. I'm just saying this would be a dream of something we're not actually going to do. Okay. But it would be lovely to, like, start with the first Rankin Bass, and, like, I doubt we could even track them all down.
Right. No, I know. They're hard.
We'd be watching The Hobbit, The Return of the King.
Yeah.
All that.
It's hard to find some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
Just to find the Stingiest Man in Town. And it was sitting on Hulu, I think, right?
It comes on one of my DVDs, one of those...
Right, you had it on the DVD, but mine was something else.
Yeah, it's sitting on YouTube, maybe.
Well, I found it. When you first told me about it, like 3 years ago, I tracked it down. It was finally sitting on Hulu. Where I found
okay,
it.
Cool.
And but I've tracked it down since then. I have it. But yeah, I first got I was looking all over for it. I was looking on illegal sites for it. It was sitting on Hulu.
Right. Yeah, usually Daily Motion has some stuff if you can't find anything. Like
right.
These Rankin Bass specials.
So, all right. Well, anything else? That was all.
Thanks for all the challenges. And I feel like I failed the Rankin Bass quiz, but maybe passed everything else.
Well, again, when I had it, when everyone else took it, it had 3 answers sitting there in front of me.
I think I did a pretty good cold reading of that review.
Yeah. I was just kind of throwing stuff.
Nailed it. Didn't stumble.
Well, I'm going to go edit all your answers and make them all right.
Why don't you insert some ums and things in there so it sounds like I messed up?
Yeah. All right. Well, so the plan is that we'll be back for the official season 2.
Yeah.
Probably in early November. Last year we did 10 episodes. This year we're going to just do 8. We figured 8's enough. It's November, December. So we're going to do 8 episodes. Last year we did the ranking of our friends, picking the top 10 songs and movies and specials. And so this year we're just going to do 8 episodes and sort of pick randomly, we'll each pick one or whatever. So we'll be back in a few months, I guess, coming up.
Yeah.
4 months, I guess.
I mean, we're halfway to Christmas, so.
Yeah, we'll talk to you about... Hey, you know what? So Halloween is what they say, a Saturday night and daylight savings. So you get an extra hour on Halloween. And it's a Saturday night.
Neat.
So we'll be back to tell you about all the partying we did. And our quarantine Halloween. There's got to be a joke here. The quarantine Halloween.
Quarantine. It's going to be the Halloween where we sit at home and just eat candy without going out.
Exactly. Our kids will just knock on, we'll go into the bedrooms and our kids will knock on the doors.
That's probably what we're going to do for real. I'm sure my neighborhood will probably go around and not
You heard
care.
it here first. So, all right. So thanks for listening. Thanks to Tommy for sending in the Leon Day facts. Thanks to everyone for hanging out with us. And thanks to everyone who's been checking out on social media. Leave us a review, all of that stuff. Anything else?
Keep those bells jingling.
Yep. See ya.
I can't get this even.
Easy, Jim.
Take your time.
Sorry, the doctor says too much caffeine makes me tense.
Well, how about some Sanka brand decaffeinated coffee?
I only like real coffee.
Sanka brand's 100% real coffee. Go ahead.
It's really good.
Now, that's a good-looking treat.
And I don't feel like a scourge anymore, thanks to Sanka brand.
Sanka brand. Enjoy your coffee and enjoy your holidays.
Wednesday.
Frosty's coming back.
Is Frosty really getting married?
I will not allow it.
A classic holiday special for the whole family. Frosty's Winter Wonderland. Then, a new wee Christmas special.
Comes
When Dinty Doyle stumbles upon the end of the rainbow.
a golden Christmas dream come true.
The Leprechaun's Christmas Gold.
Wednesday, starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on ABC.
We return now to Rudolph and Frosty.